Я вас приветствую, дорогие друзья. Вы находитесь на канале Let's Play 365. Мы продолжаем прохождение наискучнейшей игры под названием Совет, но я думаю, называется правильно Собрание. Скорее всего, потому что в переводе все время говорят собрание, собрание, собрание. Я так думаю... О, уже загрузилось. Вот это мне нравится. Так, после ранения наш герой очухался и нет никаких заданий. Ага. Я думаю, надо с этим поговорить.
Slowly now. It's a miracle that you're still alive, so let's not force it.
Yes, don't worry. The bastard really let me have it.
You have given us a fine lesson in courage, Louis. Can't say it's done you much good. But still, not everyone would have done it.
What's happened to Peru?
He has withdrawn into silence. Lord Mortimer gave him something to calm him down, and let's just say it was a healthy dose. He's locked in his room in a nearly catatonic state. We can't exactly say it's good for our business, Louis.
What do you mean?
We just lost a vote for Mortimer's cause at the conference.
I must admit that's not the first thing that came into my mind.
Don't get me wrong. It's not that I am indifferent to Peru's personal tragedy, but I simply can't forget the interests of my nation.
All is not lost. I have faith that Mortimer will find a solution. And I'm certain it won't be long before he lets us know what it is.
What would you say to a cup of herbal tea? It'll do you a world of good.
With pleasure.
Next time, I'll listen to my mother. Not a day has gone by without something happening to me.
Louis, open up, please.
Coming, Mr. President, I'm coming!
Louis. Ah, there you are at last.
Yes,
I just saw your mother. She was accompanied by Emily, and they both went into the Duchess's room. I tried to join them, but I was refused entry. Louis, this does not bode well.
Oh, shit. Emily might want to avenge her sister. I must act quickly.
You're right, Mr. President. Thank you.
Так, в комнату Эмили, значит, надо прийти. Угу. Сейчас карту глянем. Так, где ее комната? Где-то здесь. Так, налево, вот она. За поворотом. Но, скорее всего, скажут, нельзя зайти, через балкон надо как-то. Нет, можно.
I do believe that's Emily's voice. I can't understand what she's saying.
О, пригодилось.
I can't open it. It must be blocked on the other side. I'll have to find another way in, quick. Emily! Emily, are you there? Answer me. Emily!
Так. Найти способ. А пробраться через комнату Перю можно? Или через Бонапарта? Ну, давайте, то есть... Или. Как к себе домой.
I have to get inside Emily's room through the... Shit! It's locked.
чем Вон там взламывать ногтем. Но если бы не взломал, пришлось бы идти в комнату Периу дальше. Так. Где... Ой, что? Где карта? Так, комната Хиллсборо. Нельзя. Интересно.
It's as if there are several people inside.
Кто-то труп валяется. Запись, что ли?
A letter from William Pitt the Younger addressed to Emily. A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily. He was the English Prime Minister. This letter dates from 15 years ago now. Madam, I shall never thank you.
Что? О. Вон она стоит с пистолетом.
What on earth is... You... Mother?
How dare you do this to me? You can talk. After everything I've done for you. You are joking, I hope. Right? I gave you my life. That's enough, Emma. Now that Louis is here, you will leave Sarah alone. Cease your revenge immediately. What? If you think you're going to... Louis, help me, I beg you. I can no longer reason with her. I am Emily. Quit playing games. What? Honestly, don't be ridiculous. No. I am Emily. You are wasting your time. Louis knows very well how to tell us apart.
Как?
After everything we've been through together.
Yes, well...
Don't you dare bring him into this. This is between you and me. I ask for nothing more, so stop taking it out on Sarah. You prissy little bitch! How dare you! Now that I've told you everything, you want to take my place, do you? You are joking, I hope. I'm the one who told you everything that's been going on while you were away. Go on then. That's what you want, isn't it? You want to kill me. Go on then, shoot! After all the trouble I've gone through to find you.
Да, я-то, конечно, распутаю этот клубок, как я умею.
Louis, take this.
Wait, what's going...
An entire life for this. Go on, shoot. Sorry, Louis, I can't shoot her. She's my sister. That's enough, Emma. Louis, out of the way. She's dangerous. Don't trust her. What are you trying to do? Louis, out of the way. I am not Emma. Come on, Louis, tell her who the real Emily is.
Wait,
That's right, Louis. I'm fed up with this little game. Tell him who the real Emily is.
Why do these things always happen to me?
Well, Louis, come on, you know how to tell us apart, right?
Yes, but... I'd like to ask you a few questions to make sure there's no doubt.
Rational and open, Louis. Let's see. How can I tell them apart? Wait, I've got an idea.
On the night of our arrival...
Так, позади. Давай впереди спросим. Кто был с нами? Ничего мне не дали. Что со мной случилось?
On the wharf, something happened to me. What was it?
A malaise. The moment you arrived, you felt ill, and I offered to help while Piaggi went up. And you turned me down flat.
Right. Let's find something else.
И та знает.
Yes. Let's speak about my arrival at the manor.
Давай девушку позади. У камина? О чем мы беседовали, я сам не помню.
Once at the manor, we split up into two groups. What group did I choose?
You stayed with me, along with President Washington. And we informed him that we were members of the Order. Of course you know all this. I'm the one who told you about it.
Very well.
Let's try something else.
On the first night, we went up to bed, but I wasn't tired. I went for a little stroll.
Прогуляться. Впереди.
Do you remember if we saw each other that night or not?
Not at all. Don't think you're going to get away with this deception so easily. I can assure you, you're going to regret pretending to be me once Louis has exposed you.
Right. I don't think I'll get very far like this. I'll have to find something better.
Oh, I don't think I'll even wait until he's finished.
Take it easy now.
Are you mad, Louis?
Lower your arm.
I better act quickly if I don't want things to get out of hand.
Come on, she's putting one over on you. Look at yourself for crying out loud. You were prepared to shoot me down.
In the secret room behind the study. Talk to them about what you've been doing. Maybe they haven't spoken about it between each other yet.
On the night of the disappearance of Elizabeth Adams.
What about it? What do you want to know about that night?
Давай впереди будем спрашивать.
That night, we were in Mortimer's private gallery. In that gallery, something moved you. What was it?
A cameo.
Why?
You know very well why.
I want you to tell me, why did the cameo move you?
Because I thought it was my sister's. I was worried sick that something had happened to her, and I was running through the manor looking for the bitch when... Stop lying, Emma. You know full well the real reason I was there was because of the Al-Azif. Liar! I was there! I haven't even got a cameo! That's enough! I've had enough of this charade. Louis, there's only one way to tell us apart. There's just one thing I didn't tell her about in detail. Too bad for you, Emma. I didn't want it to come to this, but you leave me no choice. Ask her about you and I. You just lost, Emma. I indeed didn't tell you everything about it. Come, Louis. Speak about our intimacy.
Very well, let's talk about us.
Ай, позади. О чем мы вообще беседовали, о чем-то? А, ну да, она мне хотела подговорить.
Last night, you came to me in my room. What exactly did we talk about?
We spoke briefly about your choices during the conference, Louis. What do you mean? Yes, Emma. It just so happens I didn't tell you everything.
Yes.
I never told you about this part. I hate you!
That's
Эмма
enough,
впереди.
both of you. Now I know who the real Emily is.
Эмили напротив. Эмили позади, получается, да? Или нет? Ну да, судя по тому.
You are Emily Hillsborough.
I knew you wouldn't get it wrong, Louis. No! You little bitch! Watch out, Louis! No!
Hell, what have I done?
Еще не факт, а может она была.
See what you've done. See.
А это что, встала?
Louis? What on earth is going...
Mother!
Go. You mustn't leave. Everyone's going to arrive.
Louis, what's going on?
Duchess? Is everything all right?
Go! Go, Mother! No one must find you here.
Go.
Come, Louis. There's nothing more you can do.
But I...
Leave us.
Emily, what's going on?
Mother, go to the crypt. I'll meet you there.
I'll be waiting for you.
В склеп.
Emily.
Madam, I'm coming in.
It was bound to end like this, Louis. Let me stay with her, please. Go, I'll cover you.
What? What are you doing there? Stop!
God damn it. Now what's going on?
С матерью в склепе. Так, какую дверь-то мы зайдем? Вот в эту, наверное. Так, в склеп это надо идти на первый этаж. Угу. И... Так, эта комната будет... Через столовую пройти надо будет в сад, через лабиринт дурацкий.
Good God. They're all here. They must have heard the gunshot.
Where is Lord Mortimer? Can anyone hear anything through the door?
Did you hear that? I was not dreaming, was I?
Certainly not, Duke Godoy.
What's going on?
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering. Gentlemen, go back to your rooms. Go back to your rooms. I shall find out from Lord Mortimer what this is all about. Thank you.
Так, ну все, я пошел в склеп. Так, еще где? Так, мне надо в столовую. Так я же отсюда вышел, по-моему. А, так я вообще спустился с лестницы. А, так это не здесь. Блин, а где? А, вот. В портретной галерее. Блин, не близкий путь.
No space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Опять придется через библиотеку пилить. Радует, что те загрузки стали короче между комнатами, между переходами. Сейчас ждут нас долгие минуты удивительных историй от матери. Так. Сейчас нужно пройти еще раз лабиринт, в котором я каждый раз путаюсь. Так. Как-то здесь. Зашибись, блин. В 3 кустах запутался. Блин. Где эта нить? Так.
Louis! At last, there you are.
Mother, wait,
Come, we have to be quick.
No, wait, Mother,
Time is running out, Louis. First, we must...
No! That's enough. I won't go a step further unless you explain to me what is going on here. I'm begging you. Talk to me.
You must trust me, my son. You are not ready yet.
You're the one who should trust me. Tell me what's happening.
You would never believe me.
I came all the way here for you. Now I found you. I'm ready, Mother.
If only... Louis, I have always taught you to keep your mind open and logical. I know you are going to find it hard to believe, but what I am going to reveal to you is entirely true. Many years ago, I found out that demons really do live among us.
I beg your pardon?
And that they can influence our thoughts.
Mother, listen to yourself. I know you're exhausted, but for crying out loud, listen to what you're saying. Demons? What next? An ancient monster with a head like an octopus? What do your demons look like? Have they got horns and a pointed tail?
No, these are not creatures with billy goat's legs. Forget your Christian folklore. Imagine them more as parasitic spirits. They possess their hosts and direct them from inside.
Parasitic spirits?
Yes, they are capable of going from one body to another as they see
Почему
fit.
Мортимер 600 лет
And two of
прожил,
them
да?
are present on this island.
Холм
Right.
Мортимер.
So let me guess.
Какой Дед Мороз-то? Мортимер и Холм.
Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory, right?
You felt it too?
No, even if Home does look the part. But I don't know who else could do it, given that we're on their territory.
Many years ago, well before you were born, I crossed paths with one of them. Since then, I've spent my life trying to find it again. When we recovered the Alizif, I was persuaded that von Burchard was working for this demon in one way or another. But I thought he would hand the book to a middleman during this conference. That's where I made an error that could well turn out to be fatal. The one who Burchard was meant to give the book to was none other than the demon in person, Mortimer. Not to mention that Home had sent Volner to get it for him.
Home and Mortimer are demons?
They both seem to disagree about many things, but I'll admit I never knew exactly why. There are many of them, Louis, not just those two.
Mother, have you any proof to support any of this?
Of course, but you do too. You had everything laid out in front of you. Didn't you notice anything?
Well, those property deeds across the world, all signed by the same hand, and over several centuries.
I am proud of you, Louis.
I found your notes, written in lemon juice.
Where all eyes size you up. At one stage, I was so afraid of losing my mind that I noted everything down. Congratulations, Louis. Wait, please tell me you didn't open Pandora's box.
The urn? No, I didn't. Why?
Good. We'll deal with it later.
Какую еще урну, блин?
Louis, I am proud of you. You came all this way. You found me. You have surpassed me.
You taught me everything I know. Right. How did it all begin?
I saw him.
What do you mean you saw him?
I was 20 years old. I was young and carefree. I traveled the world in search of adventure. In the Persian Gulf, we came across an ancient grimoire that became unlocked. Composed of 7 parts, each one was a book in itself, set in a sort of metal armor that structured the whole thing. When all the volumes were brought together, they formed a single book. On my return to Paris, I set to studying these pages. I spent all my days and nights studying them.
Oh, I can imagine you doing that.
But the writing was in a language I had never seen before, developed well before Sumerian, in my opinion. So I got the idea to form a small occult circle composed of all the major names in the occult world to see if anyone else could crack it.
And you found no one.
And I found someone, Louis. I found him, or rather he found me. He was young, charismatic, he was flamboyant.
You mean Mortimer?
He was a veritable mine of knowledge. I showed him the book, and he was able to decipher a few passages. We spent several months together studying the pages. He helped me understand certain passages until I realized that he only translated a few parts for me. But I had aroused his interest. It was too late.
How so?
I mean to say he manipulated me. He used me, and in the end, he stole the book with all its secrets.
Did he ever go to your place?
Not once. At least I don't think so. But before disappearing, he proposed a pact between us. He proposed that I follow him and let him teach me, allow him to bring me up.
Позволила ему воспитать себя.
And you refused, of course.
Why, naturally, Louis. You don't make deals with the devil. After that, I spent my whole life looking for him. 3 years later in Berlin, I just missed him. In London, I lost 6 members of the order in a chase. In 1741, in Tunisia, I found a sect of fanatics who had crossed paths with him once. 1741, in Poland. 1749, in India.
8 years ago in Venice.
We agreed never to speak about what happened in Venice, Louis.
Недоступно.
For the moment, that is not the key issue here. Once we found the Al-Azif in Paris, I followed von Borchart's trail here. I didn't think it would lead me straight to the demon. It was careless of me. He toyed with me for a few days, until I caught on, until I saw him as he was. But he had no intention of letting me leave. We are all his pawns, Louis, and if we don't want to spend the rest of our lives turning round in circles here, we must absolutely get off this island. All right, can we move on?
Wait a minute. One last thing. I want to know what happened between you and Emily's sister.
Great responsibility often brings difficult choices, Louis. That's all you need to know.
Mother, I won't take a step further if you don't answer me.
You dare blackmail me?
I'm listening.
All right, I used her. So there you are. Happy now? We had the Al-Azif, and I didn't think we would be able to escape with it. In order to ensure that the book did not fall into their hands, or that one of them couldn't read in us where we had hidden it, I asked Emily to...
It's Emma.
Yes, or rather for me, it was Emily. So I asked Emma to hide it without anyone seeing. And then I disposed of her. I am sorry for her, but she was part of the Golden Order, Louis. She knew the rules when she joined.
Как она ее застрелила, если она... если еще раз ее застрелили?
I want to know what happened with Elizabeth Adams.
Louis, we haven't time for those details.
Допроса нет, блин, не могу.
You're probably right. Good. I think that's about right. We shall speak about it once we get back to France.
Great actions for humanity have been decided by demons for centuries, Louis. They are playing with our destiny. We are their slaves. And it's time for it to stop. By the way, what was Mortimer's project at this conference?
He wants the United States to occupy all the North American territory. France should recover Louisiana and give it to the United States. In that case, the Americans would just have to push west to chase the Spanish from the continent once and for all.
And as Mortimer controls Washington, you may just as well say that it will put him at the head of a world superpower. We should do our utmost to put a stop to Mortimer's plans. But for the time being, there are more pressing matters.
Are you going to tell me why we're here?
There. That's why we are here.
Здесь я руку, что ли, отпилила диском. Что-то не хватает чего-то. Да. Многое стало понятнее, конечно. Так, где там допрос-то у меня есть? Пригодится.
Reassure me, we aren't going to have to force that one, are we?
I don't think we're even capable of doing it. You're going to have to find a way to open it.
Why, of course. And what's inside?
Something to vanquish them with?
Perfect. So, how does it open?
We'll need several keys. I found a note from the architect who conceived the mechanism in Mortimer's secret study. We have to first gather 6 objects before we try anything.
Are your 6 objects the keys?
Exactly. We have the Clement III cross, the nails, the Gutenberg Bible, the exegesis of Judas, an armillary sphere, and all we need to match up the dates between the different calendars.
Why a cross?
Well, I haven't the foggiest idea, but it just so happens that's what you are going to use to activate the mechanism. I found the one Mortimer kept. It belonged to Cardinal Guibert, better known by the name of Pope Clement III.
Perfect. Where is it?
Unfortunately, I've lost it. When I lost my hand, I went dashing out, and it must have fallen from my pocket.
Remember, Mother. I'm certain you can remember.
Let me think.
You were running.
I was bleeding to death.
You remember the pain.
I thought I was going to faint. Yes, I remember. I don't think it can be far, can it?
Would you have lost it outside?
No, I don't think so. It must be in the area. I don't remember going up with it.
Perfect. I'll search the crypt before leaving.
Так, где-то в склепе.
Some nails?
Don't ask me. I'm not the one who made the mechanism, you know. When I arrived, there were already a few of them inserted, so I didn't have to worry about those. On the other hand, I remember seeing some in Mortimer's secret study, behind his nightmare. They were in a golden cup, beside some chicken legs. You need 3 of them.
Very well.
You remember what to do about the rollers? 1191 to enter, and 6466 to exit.
Of course.
64, 66. Так. Блин, не забыть бы. 64, 66.
Exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret room behind the chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is, and not an apocryphal Bible, strictly speaking. It's the study of a text with a summary, not an actual Bible. Anyway, well done for the Gorgon. You did well. You didn't get tricked by the light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice, Louis. Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
Так, я не понял, где это Иуда. В потайной комнате, где я читал ты про картины, это что ли? Или тайная комната, где... Это где? Это секретная комната, где мы с Эмили встретились. Там, наверное, где-то она лежит. Ну-ка еще раз.
Exegesis. Anything else?
Did you manage to vanquish the Medusa?
To open the chimney? Yes, absolutely.
So you've already come across it. It's the Bible of Judas that is exposed in the secret
Всё,
room
понял
behind the
теперь.
chimney.
Why do they call it an exegesis?
Because that's what it is.
Ну все,
and
все,
not
ладно,
an
я
apocryphal
понял.
Bible,
Давай,
strictly
заканчивай
speaking.
болтать.
It's the study of a
Так,
text
гвозди,
with a summary,
значит, в ночном
not an
кошмаре.
actual Bible. Anyway,
Это
well
за
done for the
Медузой.
Gorgon.
А Медуза,
You did
где
well.
картинная
You
галерея,
didn't
да,
get tricked by the
по-моему?
light bouncing back.
Thanks. Do you think I can take it safely?
We haven't got a choice.
Так.
Without it, we won't be able to work out this cursed mechanism.
В каких датах-то?
There's one in the portrait gallery.
That's right.
You still believe it's in the tower room, don't you?
I don't know. There is only one way to find out, though.
Right. I shall go and see.
Так, в башенную комнату, понятно.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller one.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
Не понял.
There's one in the portrait gallery.
Yes, but it's enormous. If you don't want to have to go back and forth several times, then I suggest you get a smaller
Портретной
one.
галереи.
What did you do then?
I didn't think I'd need one. I started without one, and I lost my hand before I did need one. And you can see the result.
What do you mean by the concordance of dates exactly?
Don't worry about that. We already have them. They are written on the back of the message I just gave you. One last thing before you go. Be very careful. If you come across anyone, they can all potentially be spies of Mortimer or Holm. Don't ever confide in anyone because a demon can slip inside them at any moment.
Wait, not all of them though. Take Washington.
Especially Washington. He's been conditioned by Mortimer for years. Look at them, for crying out loud. How do you explain their behavior otherwise? The most influential politicians in the Western world gather together without the least protection, without a single aid to assist them, to participate in a conference during which the guests start dropping like flies. Me, Adams, Peru, Hillsborough. Look at the number of calamities that have happened over the past few days. And not one of them has asked to leave the island? Do you find that normal? You'll see. Go up to the manor to look for the keys, and I wager not one of them will speak to you about my being in Emily's room.
Do you think so?
Go on, you'll see. And come back with all the objects in one go. Time is against us. And remember, the code to get out of the secret office is 6646.
64, 66. Крест. Так, ну мне что смотреть-то? Где крест-то?
Famous cross of Claymont III.
Perfect. And one key found.
Так, ну все, сейчас надо на выход идти. Так. К Медузе. Портретная галерея. Как-то так, по-моему, выходить обратно вот сюда. С первого раза надо же. Крест нашел, вот хорошо. Так, это что за кабинет? Портретная галерея. Как раз здесь какая-то сфера. А потом мне нужно... Так. А в столов... А где этот Медуза-то находится? Зал трофеев. А, так он здесь и находится. Сейчас зайдем сразу.
Right. Let's see if the statues are in place yet.
Что он сказал? А, так они обратно развернуты все.
That statue is not positioned correctly.
Так, со щитом же, да? Так.
Open sesame.
Хорошо, что так просто так. Здесь я должен какую-то книгу найти.
So that's the exegesis of Judas. I hope Mortimer doesn't read it very often. Otherwise, he's going to notice that someone's stolen it. But that's just too bad. I need it.
Так. А что она про сферу пишет? Вопрос. Так, все что ли? Это кольцо не сфера, а тут нет никакой сферы случайно. Сейчас посмотрим.
Hey, Mortimer is the author of this work. He talks about his passion for art.
Так.
A fragment of amber.
Так, все. Ну что, пойдем тогда отсюда. Это урна
So
ничего.
that's Pandora's box? An urn? Mother seemed worried that I was able to open it. I wonder why. So, the ring of the Nibelungs. Even if Mortimer is several centuries old, I don't see what part he has in this legend. Right. I've got what I need. Now let's not waste any more time.
Сфера в галерее. Так, гвозди и Библия, это я знаю где. Это же картинная галерея, нет? Портретная галерея. Где эта гребаная сфера? Это что ли?
Right. It's definitely an armillary sphere, but I have to find one that I can take with me. Otherwise, I risk drawing too much attention to my comings and goings. Now, where can I find a smaller one?
Она выглядит вот так, да? То есть и я не знаю, где она. Отлично. Может, где-то у Мортимера там. Что, надо сесть? О, сейчас монеты возьму. Я сяду, что-нибудь увижу. Черта я не вижу. Так. Я даже не помню, что где-нибудь попадалось на глаза. Так. Мне пройти-то сейчас правильно через столовую. Может, там где-нибудь есть. Я здесь по лестнице поднимусь.
Already remarkable that he can feel anything.
Поменьше сферу взять, кто бы знал. Но я хоть знаю, как она выглядит. Но и не помню, чтобы она где-то попадалась на глаза, если честно. Все остальные места все вроде как бы знаю. Где взять сферу? Так. У меня где-то должно быть в таком месте, ну не где-то же на столе. Это же глупо. Где-то в кабинете у кого-то. У Мартимера, может быть. Где бы сферу найти? Так, ладно, побегу пока то, что знаю. Значит, мне нужно сейчас в круглую комнату попасть и потом в кабинет. Так, где эта комната? Налево побежал, короче. Ну, навряд ли они где-то здесь вот стоит на столике. Это же было бы глупо. Хотя, может быть, где-то и в этой комнате.
Ah, Louis. Glad you're here.
Blasted. He's gonna... Talk about my mother.
Come and see what I've found. There are pieces of paper in the ashes of the chimney. Someone's been burning something here.
Incredible. He doesn't seem to want to speak to me about what happened between my mother and the Hillsborough sisters.
Show me a little.
Look, it's possible to distinguish two different writing styles.
The rest of the correspondence between my mother and Emma.
Someone tried to burn an exchange of messages. I'm certain there must be more.
Shit. What on earth is he doing?
Так, у него, так, есть какие-то, так, Вашингтон, да, устойчивость политика. Ну, наверное, правду скажем, а то это.
There were.
Pardon?
There were more. Emma and my mother communicated through messages in this room. I found their correspondence and I preferred to burn it all so as not to leave any traces.
But why didn't you say so?
That's what I'm doing now, Mr. President. Before, well, it all seemed unimportant compared to everything that had happened.
Yes, you're right. Moreover, we ought to lend a helping hand. I shall have a word with Lord Mortimer, because the conference must not make us forget about Sauron.
No. No, thank you. No. I certainly don't want Mortimer giving me any more attention than he is at the moment.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. If you don't mind, I'll take care of it.
As you wish. Keep persevering. I shall see you later.
Wasted enough time. The Bible. The Bible's still there.
Так. Что-то у нас еще есть. А что, в комнату заходить можно? Я не помню, вообще у Вёльнира в комнате был или не был. Что-то даже не помню. Что здесь так много всего блестит. Какую-то книгу стащил. Мед. Но вряд ли я сюда еще зайду.
Golden elixir. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Вард.
If I'm not mistaken, Paracelsus named the element called zinc.
Цинку. Не понял.
If I'm not mistaken, Paracelsus named the element called zinc.
Вторую букву. Ци. Что это? Загадочные заметки. Ничего себе, я точно тут не был. Я не помню, у него комната вообще была открыта или нет.
Fragment of amber.
О! Нифига себе.
An armillary sphere. Perfect.
Да я бы в жизни не нашел ее.
I only hope that he isn't going to realize it right away.
Офигеть, удачно взлетел, удачно. Так, гвозди на 3-й этаж. Пойдем. 6466 выход. Так, он сказал, где курица. А где курица, это стол слева сразу, как заходишь. По-моему, там. Тогда я просто смотрел. Сейчас можно... Так, 1191.
Right. This time, it'll be a lot quicker. If I remember rightly, the code was 1191. Of course.
По-моему, где-то здесь гвозди были, нет? А, нет. Так, тут какие-то книги можно понабрать.
Gilhelm Tremor. Tremor, an anagram of Mortimer. Wow. Arrogant enough to publish writings on mental control, full view of everyone. I wonder who he's writing for.
Где этот с курицами стол-то? А, вот он. Нет. Блин.
A Van Leeuwenhoek microscope? The most sophisticated a chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Так, это мед. Где чертовы гвозди-то? Там что-то про курицу говорила она. А, вот они лежат.
There. Those are the nails I was looking for.
Зачем их осматривать-то? О, Таро можно посмотреть.
A hand of tarot cards. The Emperor, a symbol of power and stability. Temperance, which expresses a reward. And the Chariot, now that evokes triumph. If this hand is anything to go by, Mortimer's destiny promises to be glorious.
Совершенно неинтересная информация. Так.
All right, come on, let's get out of here. 6466, if I remember correctly.
Так. Бежим на первый этаж, но сейчас что-то, наверное, должно случиться. Фига себе загрузки. Так. Давайте направо, потому что эта лестница куда-то ведет в тупик. А правая сразу пойдет вниз. Так. Теперь мне попасть надо опять сюда. То есть налево через библиотеку. Никого не встретил, кроме президента Вашингтона. Остальные как будто вымерли все. Прям быстрее ветра. Хорошо получилось. Что все получилось. Так, здесь нигде меда нету. Там еще какая-то загадка с датами сейчас будет. Где-то же здесь что-то было. Блин, перехватило меня.
So, good. You've managed to gather all the keys.
Yes, that's right. I have everything. What should I start with?
Place the Clement III cross on the console. Then you have to put the nails on the disc of the door.
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the best choices myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse. Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
Глава. Чё глава?
What hole should I put the nails in?
Well, I can't really advise you there, because I haven't exactly made the
Место,
best
глава,
choices
стих.
myself. All I can say is that you have to insert 1 to choose a town, 1 to choose a chapter, and 1 to choose a verse.
Место, глава, стих.
Those are Roman numerals on the disc.
All right, my turn now.
Go ahead, impress me. I'll shut up and let you concentrate.
Место, глава, диск. Сфера потом, да?
The fresco clearly shows the birth of Christ.
Louis, I can assure you that that is not the solution to this enigma. This fresco's only purpose is to mislead. I know that now. Please, focus on another theme about Christ.
We'll have to trust her.
Ой, серьезно? А, место. 6. Ты угораешь, что ли?
Yes, it's definitely a representation of the birth of Christ, but some of the details have flaked away. I can't see any other clues. One thing is for sure, this enigma deals with the life of Jesus.
Ну, в Иерусалиме же он родился.
You could see that the paint has come off in parts. Difficult to see what was there, but I can distinguish the letters N-R-I. Nothing more. Why, of course. I-N-R-I. Jesus Nazarenus Rex Eudorum. These initials stand for Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews. This is the inscription which appears on the cross at the crucifixion of Jesus.
И чё? Нри. Здесь есть, что ли, Нри где-то? Сейчас изучим так. Бесезда? Серьезно? Это же это. Бесезда. Ха. А, вот здесь написано. А, Вифезда. Вифлеем. Нри тут тоже нету. И тут нри нету.
It looks like there are 3 types of inscriptions. Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman
Арабские,
numerals.
римские, да.
There are 3 styles of writing, and I've got 3 nails. There must be a link. I must surely put in 1 nail per category.
Офигенная подсказка.
Clearly, we have names of towns, Arabian numerals, and Roman numerals.
Ну, и чё? Подумать над событием. И чё?
If Mortimer deliberately set a trap by showing the birth of Christ, then maybe the solution is the contrary. The death of Christ in that case?
Я откуда знаю, это когда он умер? Вы чё, блин? Карга, ты что подскажешь? Еще в книге написано.
This exegesis contains comments from Judas on the different Gospels. It only contains certain chapters and verses, and the chapters are indicated by Roman numerals. The lexicon refers to different chapters and verses from the exegesis of Judas.
Места. Вот у меня что-то тут есть такое. 6 мая. Это, наверное, потом. Место, глава и стих.
Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the synagogue in Jerusalem.
Надо найти, когда он умер, что ли, Иисус?
Chapter 14, verse 22. And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and broke it, and gave to them and said, "Take, eat. This is my body." And he took the cup, and when he'd given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it. Chapter 14, verse 22. On the 7th of Nisan, 3793, Jesus shared his Last Supper in the synagogue in Jerusalem.
Черта непонятно.
Chapter 7, verse 11. Jesus went to Nain. Chapter 7, verse 11. And it came to pass the day after that he went into a city called Nain, and many of his disciples went with him, and many people.
Что вообще за бред?
Chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head. Chapter 24, verse 3. But when they entered, they did not find the body of the Lord Jesus. While they were wondering about this, suddenly, two men in clothes that gleamed like lightning stood beside them. In their fright, the women bowed down with their faces to the ground. But the men said to them, "Why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here. He has risen. Remember how he told you while he was still with you in Galilee."
Нет, они думают, что это в здравом уме разгадать эту загадку в принципе. А вернуться... Это где я там смотрел место? Иордан? Назарет. События. Суд распятия.
Chapter 19, verse 17. Jesus was crucified on the 8th of Nisan,
8:37:93.
in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
38 место.
Chapter 19, verse 17.
19:17,
bearing his
да?
cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst. Chapter 19, verse 17.
19:17.
Bearing his cross, went forth into a place called the place of a skull, which is called in the Hebrew Golgotha, where they crucified him, and two others with him, on either side, and Jesus in the midst.
Что здесь выбрать? События, места. Вифлеем, Абу-Гушо, Вифезда, Иордан, Наин, Иерусалим, Лановуй, Назарет. Что за дичь? А тут что вообще есть у нас? Вставить гвозди. Назарет, Вифлей, Вифезда, Абу-Шоу, Иерусалим, Голгофа. А почему там, по-моему, не было Голгофа? Почему там не было? Голгофа. Ну-ка, сейчас проверим. Так, места. Абуши, Вифезда, Иордан. Наим. О, Голгофа, точно. А что по событиям? Что? Непонятно, что за вкладка. События. Тайная вечерня, суд. Черта не пойму. Так. Ну, допустим, я думаю, что Голгофа будет Потому что ее там нет. Голгофа. Но это не точно. Надо отойти, потому что там нету ее. И это странно. Так, это были места. Так, а я читал события. А что там вообще в Голгофе было-то? Ну-ка, распятие. 19:17. Так, а какое событие найти надо там? Может, рождение его, блин? Все-таки. Ну-ка. Суд. Может быть, суд. Так. Надо хоть прочитать, про что тут все говорится-то. Крещение.
Chapter 1, verse 9. Jesus was baptized by John in Jordan on the 9th of Hesvan, 3852.
Короче, нужно главу и стих. Тайная встреча.
Chapter 14, verse 22.
15:22. Ну я читал эту фигню. Может быть, рождение его все-таки? Ну-ка, вернуться. События, другие события. Или воскресенье. Троица. Может, рождение?
Chapter 2, verse 6.
Что тут написано?
Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph on the
22
22nd of April at midnight, 3762.
Посмотреть все, что тут есть вообще. События другие. Троица. Отец, Сын, Святой Дух.
Chapter 3, verse 18. Words truly pronounced in Abagash.
Абагаш, блин. Офигенная загадка. Так, воскресенье.
Chapter 24, verse 3. Jesus rose from the dead on the 14th of Nisan, 3793, in Nazareth. He appeared with a halo above his head.
Чудеса.
Chapter 5, verse 2. Jesus cures the sick and lame on the 8th of Adar, 3791, in Jerusalem, at the pool of Bethesda. All stand and fling away their canes. Chapter 19, verse 17.
19:17.
Jesus was crucified on the 8th
Был
of Nisan,
распят.
3793, in a place near Jerusalem. The Romans put a crown of thorns on his head.
Что распятие все-таки. Там он сказал, что про смерть. 19:17. Ну-ка. 19:17. Ай. Так. Вот 17 есть. Вот это 19-е. О. Точно, он же сказал про смерть его. Про смерть — это распятие. Так, сейчас нужно сферу, наверное, вставить. Потому что...
It works. Well done, Louis. I hadn't seen those other wheels. Try connecting the theme to see if it goes all the way.
Я вижу там кровь. Положить руку, изучить дверь целиком, изучить внутренние диски.
There must surely be a connection between the wheels.
какие-то даты. Что?
Look at this. There are notches between each of the wheels. So, I have to link the name of the town from the theme I've chosen to an icon, then to a date, and finally, the date to the moon.
Что? Че, серьезно?
This wheel contains several symbols made up of one or two figures and one letter. The highest figure does not exceed 31, and each letter corresponds to a month of the year. A for April, and M for March. I think these symbols must represent a specific date.
Какую-то дату? Пересчет дат. 6 мая. Че, издеваешься, что ли? Положить руку.
There are different icons on this wheel, but it looks like some of them can't be connected to the other wheels.
Mother, what do you think?
As I told you, I didn't get that far. Nevertheless, these icons do represent moments in the life of
В жизни Христа. События в жизни Христа.
Nineteenth of Jamada al-Awwal, 639, waning gibbous.
Ты серьезно, что ли? Вообще кто-нибудь эту загадку разгадал? Лунная фаза. Может быть, надо кусок крови повернуть куда-то, вот этот. Ага. Только куда вот его повернуть? Может быть, на этот самый гологон, как он там называется? Ну, не факт. Это идиотизм какой-то, если честно. 17-19. Вот по этим датам, что ли, и по этому городу, по месту поэтому. А место-то это где вообще было, даже не помню. По-моему, где-то слева, вот, да, левее. Как на пол шестого, получается, он был. Только какой? И типа 17-19. Вот на эти стрелки. Развернуть. Так. С символами. А, я не попадаю на эти даты. Вот здесь он был с датами. Нет. Вон там символы. Я ни черта не понимаю. Из жизни Христа, ну... Рождение, может быть, надо как-то... Когда он родился... События. Так, где тут рождение вообще есть? Рождение.
Chapter 2, verse 6.
2 стих 6.
Jesus was born of Mary and Joseph.
22, 37, 62.
3762.
22, 37, 62. 22, 37, 62. 22. 37, 62. Тут такого нету. И куда лунные фазы? Полная луна, половина луны. Что за фигня вообще? Что такое? И... И чё? Руку сувать идти пробовать? Что за бред-то вообще? Я даже не понимаю. А еще если меня руку отрубит. Но у меня 2 попытки всего. Положить руку. Положить руку, да? Или что будет? И капец моей руке.
I can feel the lever at the bottom.
Good luck.
Потянуть рычаг? Что за бред-то? Ну, там видно, что она тоже пробовала тянуть, и кровища там побежала. Все. Что, я тоже без руки остался? Круто. Ну ладно, зато хоть прошел фигню. Фиг с ней, можно и без руки играть. Ай, сойдет и так. И хз вообще. То есть можно было просто сразу руку сувать и... И чё? Ну-ка, сейчас посмотрим. Оккультизм. Наука. Посмотрим, что я без руки тоже буду. Отец и мать. Надо было ему левую руку сувать, чтобы они друг друга дополняли. Сейчас будем вдвоем без руки. Так, у нее левой руки нету, а я правую руку засунул. Вот дурак, как будет он передергивать-то левой рукой неудобно. Что это Луи идиот, блин.
Someone had the bang coming from the Duchess's room, and she isn't answering.
Самая главная проблема этой игры не ее унылость, а то, что нельзя скипнуть все это дерьмо. Это очень печально на самом деле.
It is the natural order of things, Monsieur de Richet. There have always been men who govern other men. That is simply the way it is.
History forgets them with a disconcerting facility. No one speaks about them, and yet they whisper in the ears of kings and presidents.
И он успел, надеюсь, руку вытащить? Или мы только ноготь подрезали? Давай, еще есть по одной руке, потом по одной ноге. У нас еще есть 4 попытки. И потом голову.
Louis, you've come around. How do you feel?
It hurts. Mother? I can't feel my arm.
Louis, I had to cauterize it with what I could find.
Where's my arm?
We'll get through this, Louis. Don't worry.
Блин, я вообще от бога детектив, конечно.
We gotta leave. No, don't put your arm in there.
Louis, we can't leave without it. It's our last chance.
Круто, дальше будем вдвоем биться. Будешь левой рукой, а я правой. А сейчас бах, вторую руку. Я тебе не смогу одной рукой перевязать. Как так? Я же так... Там тот же самый рисунок, что был в начале. Если вообще ничего не трогать, просто открывать и все. Давай будем как тень, ты за мной, чтобы типа... Точно, как тебе удалось открыть дверь, ты.
Wait, I've got to know what I did wrong.
That is one fearsome mechanism. In fact, if I hadn't watched you beforehand, I would never have found the right combination.
Tell me, where did I go wrong?
А какой последний этап-то был?
Well, how did you manage to crack the puzzle?
Then I had to link the crown of thorns to the date of the crucifixion, according to the exegesis. But I failed to understand the first time. With that theme in mind, I chose 26M, which represents the 26th of March. To conclude, I had to use the armillary sphere to find the moon corresponding to the day of the crucifixion, which turned out to be in the first quarter. All that was left to do was to link all those elements on the same axis.
Элементарно. Я ни черта не понял все равно. Все два безруких, блин. Как я буду объяснять всем остальным? Да. Ладно, еще есть одна рука в запасе. О, лазить сейчас будем здесь. Вдвоем, блин. Не, ну конечно, бред.
But where are we?
I don't know, but we better not hang
Еще
around.
пару таких загадок, и я не смогу ходить.
Do you know what we're looking for?
We have to find that weapon. What do you know about the Holy Lance?
Да
The
ничего.
what?
The Lance of Longinus the Centurion.
Oh, that? That's what we come to find? The lance that a centurion stuck in the side of Christ at his crucifixion?
That's it.
Seriously? You don't really believe that fable, do you?
Every fable is founded on true events. I'm not saying that everything adds up, but imagine if it really did exist.
Very well. Now what?
Well, now you know what you need to find.
Pardon?
I have to get to the wharf to prepare our departure. Let's get off this cursed island as quickly as we can. We shall come back when we are ready and armed.
But hang on.
Louis, let's first get to safety. We shall come back when we have the upper hand. Fear not. You take care of getting the lance. It's imperative. I'll take care of preparing our departure.
Hang on. At least tell me everything you know about this lance.
But I have never seen it. There's nothing else I can say, Louis. Well, you can always go snooping around Mortimer's study. I remember seeing paintings of Longinus there.
Hang on a second.
What's the matter?
Why did you shoot Emily's sister?
Do you really think now is the right time for this?
I want to know, Mother. Why did you betray her?
Listen, Louis, I don't think you've really understood my interest in the Al-Azif. It's not just simple curiosity about some old relic.
You tried to kill her.
And I had no choice, for crying out loud. It must not fall into the hands of the demons, or we are all doomed, don't you see? Listen, I don't know exactly what it contains, but I prefer to be one step ahead. If they want it, there must be a reason. And even if I don't know what it is, I want to stop them for safety's sake, no matter what.
Nothing will stop you if I understand correctly. Not
Enough, Louis. If you could see the extent of their power as I do, then you would understand what I'm saying.
All right, we'll do it your way.
One more thing. If they find you in possession of the lance, they won't let you get away with it. Choose only one and hide it under your jacket so you don't get caught with it. Then run and meet me on the wharf.
And if I get caught?
If they catch you in possession of the lance, we're all doomed. Do you understand?
Perfectly.
Good. And go talk to Piaggi. He's the one who probably knows the most about this.
Так она не знает где, что. А, копье здесь отыскать. Офигеть, без руки. Ну еще 3 попытки есть. Я буду как колобок кататься. Офигеть. Че-то там столкнуть сейчас не может без руки. Якорцы. Какие нафиг якорцы, где копье?
Flavius Aetius. It was cut a long time ago. You could tell by the rough hacks of the tool and the patina of the stone. This sarcophagus is very ancient. I'd say it's several centuries old.
Копье судьбы. Это что такое? Наконечник.
There's several spearheads. I need to find clues to pick the right one. Piaggi knows something about it for sure.
Пьяджи? Серьезно?
The sarcophagus has been ravaged by time. It's sort of ageless, I guess. It's entirely sculpted. These symbols, these grooves, cuneiform script. This is humanity's oldest alphabet, the language of Babel. Sadly, no one today even knows how to decipher it. There's also some text engraved beneath in ancient Greek, Sargon.
Короче, мне нужно Пьяджи, я так понимаю. Еще один наконечник.
There's several spearheads. I need to find clues to pick the right one. Piaggi knows something about it for sure.
А копье-то само где? Ну, это наконечник один там. Один здесь. Так, раз, два наконечника я нашел. Вот третий. Вот он, наверное, вот этот самый безопасный, ибо видно, что он не острый.
We can see that this lance has a leaf shape, and, well, it's in gold. I can see that a crucifix is engraved on the tip, just barely visible.
Надо к Пьяджи идти. Потом здесь искать. То есть и золото там еще. О, еще одно. 4. 5. Зашибись. Я точно тут без рук, без ног останусь. 6, 7. Сколько здесь я уже их насчитал. Короче, мне на наконечника. И копье само еще неизвестно где. Ну, в принципе, вот вся локация это. А этот наконечник где? А, тут, наверное, копье судьбы лежит.
The sarcophagus of Lord Mortimer.
О.
It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name. What ancestor can it be? There's no inscription. Let's see what we can find here.
Ловкость недоступна.
It's far too heavy. I'm not going to be able to do it on my own.
Так. Подожди. Как? Уже открыл. Уже открыл наполовину. Так, изучить. Ловкость недоступна. Черт.
It's the only sarcophagus in this crypt which appears to bear the Mortimer family name.
Здесь, наверное, копье.
There's no inscription.
Пьяджи, нужен Пьяджи. Так, ладно, понятно. Это, короче, локация не такая большая, как казалось на первый взгляд. Тут две развилки и вот это вот место с саркофагом. Так, надо выйти обратно, что ли? понятно, ладно. Здесь ясно, надо выйти отсюда. Просить Пьяджи. Еще Пьяджи найти надо сейчас. А, все, я вышел, что ли? А, так вот проход открыт. Пьяджи. Сейчас добежать бы до цивилизации. Где я Пьяджи-то найду, интересно? Еще одна загадка, блин. Миллиард копий. Так, сейчас пойдем. Мы сейчас в комнату Пьяджи поднимемся. Комната Пьяджи. Так. Мне сейчас нужно направо, короче. Левую руку я потерял. И у матери, по-моему, левой нету. Ха, прикольно. Мы даже не сможем друг друга дополнить в бою. Так, ну Пьяджи должен быть на втором этаже. По сути-то. Там есть комната Пьяджи, которая была всегда закрыта. Вот эта комната, так, направо. Я понял, которая скрыта.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Ну, здравствуй, Пьяджи, наконец-то.
Cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
В смысле? Значит, он в столовой чревоугодию. Так, а с балкона я куда могу попасть? Ну, сейчас зайдем на балкон тоже.
Satan summoning his legions. This is rather surprising for the My dear Giuseppe, poor health forbids me from joining you.
Так, неохота мне читать, что-то ничего это.
Love Triumphant by Caravaggio. Now there's someone for whom the sex of angels is no amber crystals.
Сколок янтаря. Так, тут что-то моргает.
Let's have a look at his personal papers. Of course. It's in Latin, the language of the church. All those hours of learning Latin declensions are going to pay off in the end. Mother will be proud. This could be interesting. Let's say a sanctate, various representation criteria, of which are shown the most common throughout the centuries, and in different forms. Piaggi's notes are anything to go by. The weapon I'm looking for is shaped like a tapered spear. And that should help me identify it.
Клиновидным. Подсказка-то хорошая, но, блин. С клиновидным.
The cardinal's not in his room. I bet he went back to stuffing himself.
Чревоугодию можно предаваться только в столовой. Так, клиновидная форма, да? Это хорошая подсказка. Что-то клин. Ну, я ж там был, но, вероятно всего, он там заспамился сейчас. Столовая.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
are not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
Так, у него слабость есть какая-нибудь? Как его зовут-то этот? Перю. А, он устойчив к уклонению? А, так это перю, блин. Пияджи. Вообще ничего не знаю о нем.
Exactly.
Frank and direct. I like that. Thank you for not trying to be sly. You are looking for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
Говорил ли я с кем-нибудь о нем еще? Ну да, с матерью.
Yes, my mother knows about it.
Of course, Sarah. Who else?
No one else.
What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
If I told you why I needed this lance, you would never believe it.
Trust me, you can tell me anything.
It's our only chance to vanquish the demons.
Oh, my dear God, Louis. You sound just like Sarah. Do you realize you are following the same path, step by step? Sarah also started by imagining things. She, too, spoke of demons, I am told. She could no longer speak to anyone, and saw a hidden monster in every guest, lurking in the shadows, ready to devour her. You must let us help you. Louis, I thank you for your sincerity. I shall answer you about Longinus. You deserve to be told. His spear-headed lance did indeed pierce the side of the Messiah. His blood gushed out, covering the head of the lance. It was covered in the blood of Christ.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Eminence.
You are welcome. Be careful, Louis. You are on a perilous path. Don't follow Sarah's demons, my boy. Don't delve too deeply into her delusions, or you won't be able to come back. The demons that she is frantically trying to drive away are in her own mind. Take good care of yourself. God keep you.
Кто на такие религии? Ну, я так понял, что это клиновидный клин, во-первых, и во-вторых, он будет в крови. Такие религии. Ну, ребят, ладно, на этом закончим. Копье. Я думаю, пойдем искать так, на шару. У нас еще есть запасные руки-ноги, поэтому я думаю, мы справимся. Самое знаем, что это клин, самое важное, и что он в крови. В общем, ребят, понравилось видео, лайк. Ждешь продолжение, прекрасно знаешь, что можно подписаться на канал, нажать на колокольчик и получать вовремя все уведомления о высших новых видеороликах. Я с вами долго не прощаюсь, скоро увидимся, всем спасибо и пока.